to come in. So yes, consider this to be the gentle entryway into the stream. Anyone that's joining in now. Cool.
Your smack talk, guys, wasn't very good on Facebook, by the way. I'm very disappointed in both of you.
Not really one for that.
You do your talking after the game, do you?
But definitely.
Every time I smack talk, I lose horribly, like 5-0, so I don't do it anymore.
Maybe I should start doing that then, because I seem to lose quite a lot on finals and stuff.
Oh yes, we have a Callum. We're just waiting for some people to join before we properly kick things off. Callum, so welcome. I would normally have had a nice join starting soon little message, but the for some reason OBS wasn't liking my thing. I'll be sure to get that sorted for next time. Indeed. Let's have a look. I'll give it till about 5 minutes past, then I'll kick things off properly, guys. Does that make sense to you? Callum is shaming me, unfortunately.
Yeah, awesome.
There you go.
So I take it
They will be able to hear anything we're saying on the stream. Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay. Right. Hello.
Cool. Just going to give people a little bit more time to get in, and then we'll get on with things. Yeah, I should have a starting soon thing. This is what the professionals do. I'll see if I can... Yeah, it won't take too long. It was just being a bit weird on the thing. Very good. Can you hear the game audio fine, chat? Okay, I know there's a bit of a delay, but yes, that's good. Excellent. Excellent. That's good to know. Give it another minute and I'll go live. Excellent. Just having a look at the stream stats to see who's here. I'm just looking at the chat. That's all that's there. That's fine. When we go on YouTube, we may or may not cut this bit out. But I think that's about 5 minutes. That's enough time to get everyone ready. So I think it's time to kick things off. All right. Hello and welcome everyone to this semi-final match for the Bloodstained Season 14 semi-final. I am Matt Cavelian and I am here with Rob Top. Opposite way around, I just realised that from the get-go, but here we are. I also realised I was the only person who could see the intro going there and to time it properly. But we've got a hell of a game full of Blood Bowl ready for us today. Would you not say?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Actually, it's two fast teams today, so we're expecting lots of touchdowns. And
well, we're expecting a few touchdowns.
Yeah?
I don't know about not many casualties. These are a couple of teams that don't mind mixing things up when they need to, and we are of course in semi-final 2 here, which is interesting.
Yeah, my gut feeling is it's going to be a tight game. I don't think you're going to get a runaway winner. I think it's going to go right down
and
to
as
the
you
wire,
pointed out
maybe
earlier, Rob, it's much like the Voyager space probe. We are getting semi-final 2 before we're getting semi-final 1. But it's not just me and you that are here to prattle on about theory crafting. We also have the 2 coaches here before the match starts. We have Daniel, say hello. And we also have Alistair.
Hello there, everyone.
Indeed. Yeah, well
Hello.
done getting through to the semi-finals, guys. Do you have any comments to make before the match starts?
I have no idea how I got here, but quite happy to be up here.
You were top of the table near enough most of the season, weren't you? So you deserve
Yeah.
it.
To be fair, I did have a few of the easier games early on. Like, it's been a rough, 4 or 5 games towards the end. But
I think you've played really well myself. I think there was a couple of times where you had some dodgy patches, but overall, I think your game's brilliant. I think you've been doing some homework on how to play Wood Elves by the looks of it, and it's paid off. You've built a good team, and I'm expecting you to do lots of Elf BS. To be honest with you.
Well, let's take a quick look at that team now. That would make sense. This is going to hurt for you. And yeah, going on to the team roster, we've got 1630 on the TV. You are missing one of your linemen, one of your rookie line. Well, not a rookie actually. He's got dodge. How are you feeling attrition-wise coming into this match?
I mean, I went into the last game against Orcs with locked down 2 players, so I'm very happy to only be down 1 for the game after them. Because there weren't many people left on the field at the end of my last
You
game.
are coming in with a couple of War Dancers, both built with Dauntless as the first skill. That's pretty interesting.
Those were the first guys. Like, when I started this team in the Neophytes, that did not go very well. They were the only people to get SPP. But to be fair, in this league, Dauntless has actually done
And it is
quite
good to
well
be,
against quite a
if
few
you're
of these
especially with
teams.
Leap, you can get in there to sack the cage very well.
Yeah. And that is the main tactic.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's no good in this game. You could have done with a bit of tackle coming into this game, same as Alistair, but yeah, it's a good team.
I was hoping on getting a level on one of the War Dancers to get strip ball, but
Very,
that
very
wasn't to be in
close.
my
3
last
points
game.
away and 1 point away. But who knows? Perhaps you'll be getting that level up in this match.
Yeah, you got a few guys that can level up, haven't you? So, is it worth paying attention to them to get them leveled up or win the match? That's winning the game is obviously more important, but it's going to be tempting to get that SPP in the right places as well. I can imagine.
Well, it would be an odd game if either of the War Dancers didn't do anything with the ball.
And
so.
yes, you've got a little bit of a bench. You've got one, assuming one of your dodge linemen. You've got a rookie lineman. I was about to say there's only one player on your team who is a rookie, which is certainly very interesting for an elf team.
He's got 3 players that are rookies.
Of course, yes.
the
I was looking
two
at it in terms
catchers
of
are rookies
skills.
as well.
So yes, replace rookie with unskilled. There, my apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Do you want to give us a quick talk through where you think some of the standouts of this team are, Daniel and Rob?
Oh, I mean, the main guy on my team is my catcher, who's done most of the work this season. Because getting Nerves of Steel on him has been very good.
Yeah, I bet. You haven't gone for block or wrestle. How come?
Because I've never actually seen him be taken down with the ball. Anytime he's gone down, it's been without it. So it's
near
more
enough
just
he gets
because
the ball and scores, yeah.
Yeah, the strategy is usually just to put a War Dancer and a catcher in scoring distance, and they usually go for the War Dancer.
Don't give away too many.
Don't give away too many of your tactics, mate.
No, that does not work against Skaven, but
So feel free to discuss your entire game plan. That's
no, that would be more against when I was playing Rob the other week as Chaos.
Indeed.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, that game went well. Yeah, the moment when you had that one War Dancer in my end zone and just did loads of crap and got the ball and scored, it just reminded me of when I used to play an Agi team, and I've done it to enough people to have some payback on that, I believe. So you played it well. You rolled the dice and they come off, and it clinched the game for you.
Yeah. Towards the start of the season, I really didn't like my War Dancer with Jumper. But towards the end, he scored so many touchdowns in ridiculous
Agi 4 with jump up is
circumstances.
quite good, so yeah.
Yeah, I bet that. I think jump ups. Yeah, I do as well. I really
I
like
think
it.
overall for the knife ears,
Yeah.
we're looking at just a generally just solidly progressed team. No big standouts apart from Trailhan has been brought up, and obviously the War Dancers, but they start as stars, which is a bit of a difference between the Undercity Vermin, which is slightly more stars and scrubs. I imagine you could say, but I think Skaven wise, that's extremely pertinent. Alistair, do you want to take an opportunity to talk a little bit about your season so far?
Yeah, it was been interesting. I've been trying to level up the gutter runners parallel to each other, so I don't have one or two that are so far out leveled on the others. I think it's the case for me. It's the same for a lot of coaches where I've played coaches where I thought I would beat them. In my case, I mostly drew against them, but that kept the season nice and close, which was really, really good the whole way through. And yeah, just getting a handle on the Skaven team, got rid of the Rat Ogre. I'm never ever taking a Rat Ogre on a Skaven team ever again. But yeah, I think we've leveled up fairly well.
I was about to I'm looking through my notes here. There's no Rat Ogre. You lost him earlier in the season, and almost a watershed moment for the team, you could say. It's really seems to have really changed your perspective on how to handle Skaven as a coach.
Yeah, it's just too unreliable. And once you start building up the Storm Vermin as killers, one of them's already out leveling far too fast. Last time I did actually get my second Storm Vermin leveled up against Daniel's team, funnily enough, as it goes, but he died on a failed go for it.
More damage than my team did the entire game.
It was like literally he got everything he needed to level up, and then he just killed himself. It was like, gee, thanks. The linemen are to be expected. I mean, if you look at the linemen, the ones that don't have default names are replacements to dead ones. So I've had a lot of attrition on the linemen, but you kind of expect that. That's why they get called things like Daisy Pusher. So yeah, overall, I mean, I wouldn't say that this team has like one specific standout player, but the Edge 5 Gutter Runner feeds into opening up other game plans for the Skaven team, other than just pick up the ball and run with it.
Indeed.
AD5 Gutter Runner's a dream, especially with sidestep.
I'm looking at the team, and this is one that. Sorry, go on, Rob.
I want to see. I was going to say, I want to see you both just try one-turn touchdowns the entire game.
Well,
you'll definitely see that with me. No question about that. The one thing is number 2, Lightning McSqueak, leveled up at the last game, and he's being built as a ball sacker. And I forgot, or I didn't consider. You know, when you think I'm going to level up this player in this way, and you have a progression in mind. I didn't even bother checking who I was playing next, and I probably would have been better off taking Tackled rather than Dauntless, because most of Daniel's ball carriers are strength 2 anyway. So
I think strip
maybe,
ball
but
myself. Strip ball would have been better.
You can't you are correct in saying that's the build, right? That's the Gutter Runner Saka build. So it's not just about this next match. Always, I presume you're going to be bringing them back next season, or are you going to wait and see?
Oh yeah.
So
no, definitely.
So there's certainly a degree of like
whatever happens,
but it's building for the future, right?
This is where we're going to come undone in this game. Is tackle's probably far more important on the Skaven team for this game than it would have been on the Wood Elf team, sort of by a narrow margin. Not having the tackle means I'm not going to be able to take advantage of the second strength this team would have against Wood Elves. Like we've got a higher than average armor value, only just than them. We can bash a little bit more than them, but without the tackle, I'd be still trying to rely on the speed, and obviously that's not such a great advantage.
Well, you say that, but you have got 2 movement 10. One of them a completely natural one-turner. One of them just needs that little bit of a push. But I think you have got the edge in terms of speed. I mean, looking at that that kind of like team layout, it seems like it really is about those top 5 players. They're all like Lightning McSqueak we've just discussed, and is perfectly fine. Saka could have been slightly different, as you said, for this specific matchup, but still perfectly reasonable. But an agility 5 Gutter Runner sidestep, 2 movement 10 Gutter Runners, one of whom is a natural one-turner, the other of whom is a blodger. And then you've got Skreek, who is, your dedicated killer. In this case, the claw, once again, not necessarily being useful, but hell, Mighty Blow piling on sure is. Despite being down in TVs by 130, certainly you look at those two team layouts and they seem mostly equivalent, which, considering you've got a little bit of inducement money, I'm not gonna ask you to spill your tactics ahead of time, but certainly that's gonna be interesting to see.
No. What I thought I would do is when we're ready to start, if Daniel jumps off, then I'll stay on to tell you exactly what I've done for inducements, and then I'll tell you when we're into the match.
I think we're about ready to start. I'm sure everyone in the chat, we've got a couple of people here. Once again, thank you for joining us in the chat. Great to see everyone here, and we should probably get on with it. We're kind of playing it a little bit fast and loose, but yeah, Daniel, if you wanna head off, Al, if you wanna give us a bit of a run through, do you think that's fine, Rob? I think that makes sense. Yeah, and we can go through. So good luck, Daniel. We're going to be attempting to call this down the middle as much as we can. And thank you for joining us at the start here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, off he goes. Yeah.
I've selected start match.
Cool. So why don't you talk us through?
Well, he's just waiting for Daniel to skip over. He's only got 40k in his bank.
I'm just gonna get through to Cabal Vision.
No,
Actually,
he can't do anything about it anyway.
We've done a few recaps, but I think this is our first time streaming as well. So be kind, everyone. We will attempt to.
So I've got 130 in petty cash and 120 in the bank. So I'm going to take a wizard. I'm going to spend the extra 20k to get the wizard.
And no more.
And no more. I'm saving the rest in case I get players killed, ready for if I get through the final.
Very sensible to me.
All right.
So I'll hit OK as soon as the loading screen's
I am currently
over. I'll let you know,
skimming for live games, which I'm aware is not the most efficient way to do it, but it's the way I find it easiest to do it. Still waiting on the stream. Good luck. Oh yeah, that was before it started. Yes, that was Callum there.
Right, loading screen's over. You should be in on it.
Thank you. Good luck to you as well.
Yeah,
Al, thank
see
you
you
for
later.
joining us. I think Dan's in match 1 for... Oh, he's gone. Okay. Hope he realises that by himself. Never mind. Okay, let's do a quick search. So, in chat, any predictions here now that the coaches have left? Last time these two... may the best dwarf win indeed. I think the last time these teams faced against each other, the Undercity Vermin won 2-1, but as was brought up, they did have a bit of a loss of an experienced storm of them there. I think I'm going to give the Rats the nod here. Not quite at 4-3, Callum. I think that's a fair call. I'm going to go 3-2 to the Rats there, Rob. I don't know how you feel. And the match is now up if you want to join to that as well. Rob, who I think you have got your own separate watching. So that's all good. And I also need to get our overlay out of the way because you don't want to see... You do not want to see us. Rob, you are very quiet. I can't actually hear you. There you go. Yeah, a high-scoring game. 3-2 Rats. Yes. Gingerist Brit. I think that seems about right. Let me just... Here. And we're just seeing the setup happening now. Apologies, it's not the best placement. Oh, yep. Rob had a PC crash, unfortunately, so I'm flying solo, friends. Yeah, we're seeing here. We're behind a knife here, bastards. Just because, yeah, Wizard was what was going for there. This is just purely a default positioning. And he's got a Wizard up there. We've seen the Rats go for a 3-2 Wood Elves. I think 3-2 is a good thing. We've seen the Skaven set up here with a skills. Oh, that's why you were saying skills. Thank you. Do you want full skills or new skills? I'll do full skills, just I think it's going to be easier. I could put up skills in because they're not. The overlay's not going to get it in the way of either of the two coaches and make them do bad dodges, like frequently happens to me in my games. So yeah, we've seen a kind of defensive positioning here from the Skaven. They're clearly not scared about an opening push from the Woodies. Almost a bait, you might say, but I guess we'll see as time goes on. Protection, obviously, of the gutters. And you're back, friend.
Oh.
Hello? You were back momentarily, Rob. But we will see. Match still going on. We are live. And the kick. The weather's nice for Blood Bowl. That's always good. And a bit of a long kick, giving them that little bit of extra time to need to go and get the ball and get it back. Let's see. What's happening here? Cesspool getting KO'd from the off. Just getting those 2 dices in. Is that a plus strength in the middle? No, it isn't. Interesting. It's a straight 1 dice block there, unless there's some assistance made. But if this follow-on, okay, well, indeed you did. Merely from a line rat, though, so there's worse things that can happen. And, well, KOs can be recovered from. But I'm going to zoom the thing around as well. Also got my phone here, so I can. So yes. Hello, you are back. Excellent.
Hello, mate. My PC.
Well, fortunately, I think you're going to be having a potential. Has it gone again? Oh dear, that's quite unfortunate. It's live, folks. That's how you know. I will attempt to keep it going singularly as we can go through. We've seen some fairly I think that's a fairly decent opener from the Wood Elves, at least at the line. You get the KO that you want. Now you've got the ball and you're going to have a think about it. No pass, so seems likely we're going to be going through a slightly more standard Wood Elf, get your threats up and then pass to it while they're there, rather than a more caging thing, as you might expect. Going in for that right side flank, just a push. The Skaven are going to be able to get round for wherever you're placing, and that's fine. But what remains to see is how much commitment Daniel has to symmetricality here. If he tries to make a two-sided push, to try and split the Skaven on the other side. I guess that will remain to see, since the more people you have out doing this, the less protected they can be. But with Blodge Step, then there's a degree of, well, War Dancers can be the fanciest potatoes, let's say, in terms of sticking out there on their own, especially no opponents lack as much tackle. So what I didn't get a chance to say in the opening section was that, yeah, both teams are somewhat lacking in tackle. I don't think we've got any across either of them, so wrestle is going to be important. Quite a lot of the elves are open dodge, so they don't have block, which means block to a certain extent is going to help, but anything that's Blodge Step at this point is just going to be just that golden potato that you're going to be able to have a bit more ability to stick out there. Going for the instant 2 dice against the catcher here. We do get the armor pen, but it's merely a stun. No follow-up, interestingly. It would take it in base-to-base contact and potentially leave a nasty, well, foul on the go if you did want to follow up and attempt to potentially use piling on there. So, Yeah, Callum coming in with some prime scouting here, bringing up that Dan is known in his playbook to dip into and go for that second turn passing play. So you're on your phone. You can't see. Oh no.
My PC. Well, I'm watching it on Twitch on my phone. It's
oh dear.
The PC's just died.
It's
on
quite
the
unfortunate. It's just the pure agility of these two teams. It's just too much. It's just too much. So you might be a little way behind. So I'll try and do some description. I think the delay is something like 10 seconds on you, Rob. So we'll see what we can figure out. That's so bonuses of live TV, folks. Thank you once again for joining us on this either sunny or rainy Saturday afternoon, depending on where you are. We've had both today at least. So we've seen some staggered defense. Cool. We've got some staggered defensive play from the Skaven here. We see Alistair going directly for that killer. Gets the armor pen, but stayed on the pitch. Still can't fully break through there without making a dodge, but you're looking at a 1 in 36 for that to fail. So it's interesting that the blitz was made with the War Dancer there, Rob, because you'd think that was one of the primary scoring threats, but alas and alack, it looks like we're potentially not going for that turn 2 score. With that War Dancer falling back, unless it was a bit of a misplay. Who knows? Daniel obviously thinking a bit now. Let's have a look to see where this can get to. No, he fell back, so he can't push him there. Interesting. There's an argument. Sorry, sorry, Rob.
I'm fine with you.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine with you.
What's happened is with the War Dancer made a strike, stunned the Skaven Blitzer, but fell back out of scoring threat range. There's some leaps that could feasibly be done, but not on the side where the kind of blitzing incursion was made, which was interesting. I'm sure Dan's thinking now. The only turn 2 scoring threat you've got is this War Dancer on the left-hand side now, which has been left open, feeling way back. Perhaps Dan, predicting it's going to be a big high-scoring match, is switching gears to potentially take the Skaven off their game, not having a high-scoring match, and trying to score on turn 8. Interesting. Or
very clever.
He could have made an accidental click and has been forced into this play. We will have to see. But this is the semi-final match, so we should assume that everything here is being done deliberately. This is certainly an interesting match, and I'm keen to see what happens in these coming turns.
Yeah, he's obviously scared of the movement of the gutter runners and had a game plan. As I was saying in the pre-match, he's done some homework. He's not just like diving into it without knowing anything. If you remember in the Neophyte, he won 3 games and lost 8 games out of the 11, and he's managed to completely turn it around this season. So, yeah, he's done some homework, and he's learnt how to play him, and he's learnt about the strengths and weaknesses of his opponents as well, by the looks of it.
He must have a game plan.
So he must have a
certainly
game plan.
In terms of the blitz there, focusing on the killer, you can't really go wrong with that. Do you think this is just a kind of divide and conquer strategy? With so many SPP concentrated on a relatively small number of Skaven, do you think he's trying to go for that, take out the stars before the rats have a chance to get to the ball? Certainly we are seeing some cagey play here, not in terms of cages, but
what a great plan.
Hesitancy, I should say.
Yeah, if I was Alistair, I'd be trying to break through. I'd be forcing him to make some plays. Get us through that Wood Elf defence, probably Hal Wayne.
Sure.
Alan Wayne, if that's how you pronounce it. The lineman by himself. Just get 1 or 2 players through, force him to make some plays, force him to score. That'd be my tactic. Or maybe they're just trying to take out each other's top players. Has there been any?
Not yet, no.
any
It would be
fouling yet
Alistair
or
that
not?
he's got slightly more bench. So Alistair would be the one I'd be expecting to see the fouls from. But he's not really had those players down to take advantage of it. I suspect from over here, this war dance on the left flank, you've got to think about taking down that war dance and just going for like a high, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I was trying to use a poker term. A high EV, sorry, a high expected value foul there. But that dodge is unfortunate.
That's a snake. We were saying about maybe it's the snake that are going to decide this game. But
Ooh, double
if I
skulls.
was the Wood
Another
Elves and that
snakes into
recently,
snakes.
I'd have been trying.
Dodge.
I'd have tried surfing that violent thing.
Yeah, and that, as we've said, we've got the War Dancer here. Maidenfell, the golden potato, staying up as Dan stays back and is playing hesitantly. I think there's something to be said here about playing against type in a big money match like this. I'm impressed. It's actually a very disciplined approach. Sometimes you do feel the need to dance with what brought you to the dance, but this is interesting play, and I am keen to see.
I'd get Skitter George on the left there. I'd get him round with a gutter runner, probably Skyway, Skivvy. And start trying to just force him to do stuff. It's
well, you say
no
that, but in terms of that's my mouse going off the bottom of the screen. Sorry. You say that, but I guess everyone's been talking about how this is going to be a high-scoring match. Score. When you do it that way, you do become slightly at the risk of the dice. If you're trying to take that tactic and you fail on one of those, then you're off. By having the advantage in holding through, even if it may not be what brought you to the dance, as has been brought out, it is a bit of a risky strategy. But, ultimately, if everyone's scoring as quickly as they can because they're both fast, what is the difference between nobody scoring and everybody scoring the same amount? Do you get what you're saying? I don't think I've explained that very well. But I think I approximately got what we're saying there, 0-0 is the same as 2-2 going into half-time, if you see what I say, from the perspective of trying to get through to the next round. Obviously different if you're trying to build SPP. Caught me a little bit off guard here, in terms of this is not what I expected to be calling.
So we got the War Dancer on the right here that can get a two dice block on the killer. After this block's been made, that is.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a game plan here, and it is.
He's gonna re-roll it, I think.
No good.
He's thinking about it. He is thinking about it.
I would. And he does.
Well,
it
gives you a little bit more space. It does mean that you've not got the counter block there, at least, by getting them away without using up the blitz.
So just maximising your hits now, isn't it? It's just trying to get that.
Yeah, Ginger's Brit brings up, given Alistair's experience of coaching the scaling team, will Dan's strategy have left him in the lurch a little? Potentially. How much will it be leaving Dan in the lurch? How much will it be taking Alistair off his game? I think you brought up experience here. It's a very valid point. I think it's one of those ones we'll just have to wait and see. I'd love to give you a more astute observation there, but yeah, it's...
Do you think it's worth bringing the throw up this right-hand side and
let's have a look at the range of the gutter
runners here? Back there?
Yeah, so I think maybe bringing up just a couple forward. We're seeing some business.
Oh, that's dodgy play, surely.
Well, you're caged now. It was a 1 in 30. That could have gone
if that
well.
Went wrong,
true.
That could have gone
True.
real bad.
Like, perhaps I would have liked to have seen the pass from the other side, but I guess this is also sort of screened. In principle, getting up into a screening position here, I don't think is terrible, especially since The Skaven did not seem like they wanted to come into this right-hand flank, but with all this movement, it's going to be able to pull around. I think, yes, it was dangerous rolling the dice, but it was also a 1 in 36. You know, like to some degree. We do have a downed elf that hasn't been picked up. I'm kind of surprised that that's not been up yet.
But the leaving him back there as well against the
that is
wizard
true.
was a little bit dangerous as well. Yeah, you know, he could have just zapped him. Maybe he sort of realised that. But also here, it could be a little bit dangerous as well because
If you were going to
decent
fireball, you would
if he was
only
gonna
need
fireball,
one of them
you
to
can
go
get
down
three.
to get a blitz.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
technically
exactly.
speaking, you need one or
But
two of these to go
fireballs
down.
ain't the best way of
If
doing it.
if the ball handler went down, it might be safe, depending on where you were. But
So is Alistair trying to line up the fireball or lightning for next turn? If he is, you're gonna see the agility 5 gutter runner get in closer somewhere round the back because he's obviously the ball retrieval guy. I'd be tempted of getting another gutter runner up near the halfway line as well. If I
well,
was
if
planning
that's
on
not
using a
true,
wizard
but I
next
think
turn.
the potential issue here is that Dan going for this. There we go. Predicted.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
Oh, that is. Yeah, called it.
2 down. Is the dancer going down? We're not sure yet.
Yeah.
And the dancer stays up. Yeah, as I say, these gutter runners are not 100% in position for that move.
I think you can get there with your
Then
5,
they're
pick it up and hand off
fighter
back.
cage.
I think so. You could bring in.
Yeah,
You could bring
maybe
Skralf. You
screen
need
up
to
over the
move a little
left-hand
bit to get
side
some
here.
space, but you can move the Agi 5 through to pick up and then hand off to one of the others, and then you can be free. Or just clean up the gutter runner. That is not where that gutter wants to be. I would have probably followed up there.
Oh, I'd have followed that.
Well, you have the
Yeah,
opportunity to
definitely.
follow up here, right? So.
Decide not to
Now, if I'm
pick up's
Alistair
good.
at this point, I'm going to be thinking,
Hand off to...
let's use Dan's play against himself. We're now halfway through the half. If you can go 1-0 up into half time, that's as good as being like 3-2 up in terms of winning through. I would be tempted to
You thinking
to have a stalling style play at this point, not stalling as fast as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, but like stall up.
Yeah,
his end
stall
of the
near,
pitch,
stall,
not
stall
down
near
your
the
end, obviously.
touchdown, so opposing touchdown.
Where he's got a sidestep guy there, he could have actually did a sideline cage rather than a topper cage, and I think that would have been better.
Yes, because then you've got a sideline cage plus a screen. It's going to be.
Yeah, and also if that war dancer comes flying in, and you've got a sideline cage, there's a good chance of pushing him out.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, the war dancer's got a
I mean, I can
sidestep as well,
see
so
a desire for having a full cage just in position.
Well, I think Dan's maybe being a little bit too quick on his moves here. Rather than just sending people in, I think he should work out his exact plan here. He's got 3 minutes to make a move, and it's an important turn here.
It is the leap.
Try to
Though.
stop
I mean,
him
that's.
from his leap
Oof!
and so
Lands on
on.
his butt.
It's dodgy. He should have been moving people back.
Use
He
that
should be,
reroll.
You know,
It's a 2 dice block though because it
thinking
is
a
a
bit
gutter.
more.
And he finds the push and it's sidestep.
Doesn't follow. Yeah, he's got another 2 guys there. He should have at least brought one of them over before that, maybe, in case it went wrong. But it hasn't gone wrong. He's still on his feet. So
Yeah, bring men back.
bring men back. Screen off the rest of the team. Hit who you can. And get your war dance off
Yeah,
that,
for sure. Wow,
off
I
that,
forgot about that.
sideline for sure.
Like,
Maybe
there's
you
no
should have
maybe
done
about
that
it. He should have done that
before
before
leaping
that.
into that cage. You could have lost. Yeah. All is not lost. Wizard is used. So
Yeah, I mean, you've
the
got
end of the
to
world.
partially expect when you're playing against Skaven, you've got a wizard in hand, that you're potentially going to lose a drive due to wizard. I mean, yeah, it's right to bring up that a threat of a fireball is just as good. A threat of a fireball is as good as a wizard. But that said, if you can go 1-0 up, if you can break a drive going into, if you can properly break your opponent's drive and go 1-0 up into halftime, I think that's good.
Yeah, it could make the game. Especially with a
Yeah.
one-turner, he could one-turn
The
straight away
Skaven
as well.
countering
Make it
ability, I
2-0.
think, is a lot strong. Not a lot stronger, but is stronger than the Elven counter ability. And that War Dance is still there.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he's got a cunning plan. One waste. He's gone. But for how long? So just a wizard, no babes or anything.
There he goes. Finally, I was getting very nervous here. I
Here we
mean,
go.
one advantage we've got here
Yay.
is that there's a degree of surrounding. The question here, because Al can basically score whenever he wants to at this point. And I think that because you've used the wizard, it probably does lock you into stalling at this point.
You know what? He doesn't have to stall, does he? Because he can score, and if the elves score back, then he's got the one-turner to score on turn 8 and go in 2-1 at
Sure.
half-time. So that is another option.
Of course, because it was the opening drive.
would
Yes, that's very
probably-
valid.
Yeah, yes. So I'll probably be thinking about getting hits on both of them war dances and then scoring, if that was me.
As we can see, there is a bit of a divide and conquer going on. Bringing those Skaven down kind of turns it around. Now it will be the Skaven cutting off the elves.
So he's got 2 dice on the
Yeah.
war dancer. The Danville. Sidestep don't matter too
No.
much here.
If it was to come down here, it would be slightly trickier, actually. Yeah, that makes it slightly harder because it puts an extra tackle zone on one of them. But, you know, there are still other options, especially with a strength 2 being the other. Yeah, there you go. Just a push, but that's all you need. Oh, that's also a sidestep.
No, it isn't. Sidestep. That's bad play. Yeah, you'd have been better dodging round him. Edge 5. It's only 2 pluses. No tackle.
Yeah, I think there were... Yeah, I can hear you. I think there's
you hear
probably
me?
better
Can you
ways
hear me,
of
okay?
handling that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, cool.
Although that said, it's still it's one more dice roll actually from where it used to be, I think. Yeah, both of those side steps have now placement have got them into a.
Yeah, you've got 3 2 pluses to score.
No, it's 3 2 pluses, I think.
Which one? And there goes. There you go.
I think you've got.
Ace.
Yeah,
You've got to
that's the
score.
right call.
All right.
First blood, a little scrappy towards
First
the
blood.
end, but yeah, using the wizard to break the opponent drive. Sure, like I think the timing on that could have perhaps been a little bit different, but in principle, sure.
One reroll left each. Babes have done their job. Oh, I'm sorry, no babes is there. So just the KO rolls have come back. And he's going to take a couple of hits on the line of scrimmage. What do you think about his setup? Was that the setup he used in the opening
What, the
drive? Was it?
Skaven one, yeah, it was fairly
Skaven.
defensive. It was almost kind of baiting into almost baiting into an early score, right? So did what it needed to do.
If I was the Wood Elves, I'd try to make sure that I've got sidestep on both sides of the pitch rather than just one side of the pitch.
There's a little bit on the line of scrimmage as well. Oh, quick snap. A little bit useful. Could be a couch if you couch. Could be a catch if you get a good bounce.
So no damage. We're just gone halfway through the first
Chaos
half.
took him off.
No damage
Everyone
at
was,
all.
as pointed out, extremely keen to stay on the pitch and get hurt in the second half.
Right, let's see if this pressures Daniel into playing sensibly, playing logically.
Well, you say that,
just
but I
rolling
think
dice.
there was some logic towards the start of the play at the last turn. Like, I think switching to a stalling position wasn't bad, but the wizard was not accounted for. I think.
Yeah, there's ways of defending against the wizard.
Yeah,
but
it
does
becomes
get
a little
bit
bit
tricky,
four-dimensional
doesn't it?
chess at one point, but I think a slightly wider cage would have helped a lot on that last one, or even a screen rather than a cage. But you say that the wizard's down now. You've got 130 TV on the Skaven. You know, it chills things out a lot when you don't need to worry about that wizard. I suspect what we'll be seeing now is a more traditional elven play.
Yeah, 3 turns to score shouldn't be an issue at all.
Who's my blitz?
Who's your blitz here?
I would probably go for one of these line rats that don't have block. Blitz with the ward. Yeah, blocks with the ward. Block with the war dancer. And just move it up, I think. Well, he shouldn't be listening.
Okay, he's not listening.
There's got to be a temptation to go quite deep with the Wood Elves here to try and split the Skaven out more. You know what I mean? Oh, just in terms of like pitch depth as well, like not have them next to each other. Yeah, this is what I was thinking, but on the other side, so you know you had a little bit extra option with both down, getting you the knockdown.
Okay, so we've got 3 players in scoring distance at the moment. I think this is playing into Alistair's hands nicely. I think the Wizards worked out really well, getting a touchdown. It's
not going to help.
His to lose now, I would say.
Absolutely.
Had to use that reroll. Or did he? It's pretty hard to get people through there. I don't think he has that pressure to use it, actually. What's Alistair going to do? Is he gonna
I think he's going to blitz this lone war dancer and just put a million tackle zones on everyone else. Like, you've got your Storm Vermin at this point. Okay, differently. Interesting. Oh, going for a blitz on the one person that doesn't have block. Interesting and sensible.
Well, that is his main touchdown score as well. He's got 9 touchdowns this season. He is definitely one of the star players of the team.
I'd have been tempted to go for War Dancer with the piling on, because you're in a position here where you can potentially use piling on and like shore it up safely.
But like again, he's left that blitzer, the storm vermin, being able to surf him.
Oh, this one on the left-hand side, yes.
So you know,
Well,
Yeah,
what that
I
would,
don't
if he
think they'll
did
have
that,
left
it
him
would
there
mean that
at
you
all.
had to use the blitz for doing the surf, rather than punching through any columns that get set up. So, in a way, that could almost be a bait, right? Because if you're Al, you want those blitzers to be not used for progressing the line. I mean, obviously with leap as well, it's slightly less of a concern, I suppose. But oh wait, does that gutter have no? So I'm just seeing the downed person next to him. That storm vermin does not, in fact, have sidestep. No, I think that's a good spot. That's a potential surf, but the opportunity cost of doing so, I think, would be quite high. But what do I know? I'm not particularly good at this game.
Yeah, now he's put that gutter under there. Well, now he's put the gutter under there, he's made it a lot harder. It's going to be hard to stop the Wood Elf scoring, and I think Alistair's just relying on doing the one turner on turn 8.
Or even turn 7 if they go for it now.
And why not? I'll be tempted to score now. 2 turns,
Well,
1 turn, it doesn't matter what you're
do
doing.
the
The
elves have
does it.
potential? 1 turn, do they? Not quite.
Yeah. He's been learning it as well. He's been doing quite well with 1 turn attempts. But I don't think he's scored any this season, just from unlucky dice. But he's definitely been setting up to do them.
Is this just a passing to the war dancer, leaping and scoring, and then just be like, "Come at me, bro"? Is this what this is?
No rerolls for the elves, so any ones from now on are going to be
But is that a case
really
of
dangerous for him.
you do it now, so you've got an extra opportunity to potentially pick up, like, because the Skaven counter score from here isn't particularly risky, especially when you've kept quite a lot of your elves near the halfway line, so you are going to have recovery options if like a gutter is able to move, down pitch into your own half.
Yeah.
Just crunching themselves up there. You would have really wanted a knockdown there, ideally.
I'll be tempted to hit his Saka with the War Dancer on the blitz. Just whenever he gets a chance of hitting the gutter run, I'll just take it. That's interesting.
Oh, we can get in. Like it, actually. You can get in with a blitz.
It's only 1 dice though.
Oh, it is, because of the assist. Yeah, you need to bruise someone else through. Yeah, you're quite right. Like that, for example. Yeah.
Right. Can he do it? Can you blitz him
it's a
once
pass,
the
it's a
end zone
pass
and
then.
pass to him
Blitz
maybe,
hits
or
that
just
dice.
blitz him? Okay.
There you go.
All right.
I like this. I like this as a play,
Daniel's
actually.
making his move. We know what he's doing.
That's what you want.
The move will be really nice for him.
No, not good enough. Yeah, come at me, bro. He was trying to dance a different dance, but now he's dancing with what brought him to the party. It was 1-1 all, and we still have a little bit of time left to go. Here he goes. Come at me, bro, says that war dancer. As the girls have a party. And
And that's his 7th touchdown of his career. He's his 2nd highest goal scorer in the team. And he's out of the 2 war dancers, he's the more likely to score at the 2. He's had both of these war dancers right from the beginning. So he's done very well keeping them for 22 games. They've only missed 1 game each. So they've lived well. They've lived a long and
So,
successful career so far.
Here's the thing: do you one-turn here with Skaven? I think you don't. Right? You score on your turn 8. You have to, right?
It depends how the Wood Elves set up. If I could just see that there is a chance for just pushing somebody out the way and doing that one turn, I might take it. Yeah, rather than the Wood Elves all surrounding you for the next,
so it's like, I guess
turn 8.
with no rerolls left as well, that makes the potential one turn from the Wood Elves quite tricky.
Yeah.
Is movement 8 the highest they've got? I think it is, right?
It's
the War
so
Dancers.
hard. Yeah, it's so hard to defend against the natural one turner. So I can imagine Daniel sort of looking at it, just thinking, how do I stop it? You know, how am I going to stop him blitzing somebody out the way and then just running through?
3 pushes you'd need with movement 8 to one turn, right?
All right. I like this. He's got the 2 side steppers, so you can't push him out the way that easily. I've got a feeling Alistair's going to fall for the trap, and he's going to need to knock one of them down if he's going to do it. Hitting the War Dancer's the logical
It's hitting this catcher here, isn't
but
it?
he's the hardest one to take down. He's still got to make dodges to get through,
take out the line,
which I suppose ain't
and
the end of the
then
world.
take out this. That's I'm used to playing with a lot of block, but the War Dancer also a similar.
Yeah, I've watched Alistair do a couple of one turns this season, and he doesn't bother with hits on the line. So he mainly just focuses on doing the blitz, getting the ball, getting it to the.
This is the natural one turner,
and then
Finlush
running him
we're
in.
talking about.
So what are you thinking? You're thinking of blitzing the sidestepping catcher, are you?
That is what I was thinking.
Because that can really backfire on you if he gets in the way. High kick's handy.
Yeah, I was thinking because he doesn't have
That's 500 there,
block, right? So your chances of taking him down are higher than most of the other people about. High kick, absolutely.
Yeah,
With your high kick with your Agi 5, good call there. Also, you don't need he's strength 2, so you don't need as much support. Obviously, the sidestep is a problem, but that's also a problem for the War Dancer, right? So,
Yeah. Who's he going for?
gotta
You
use
called
the. Oh,
it.
can't use a reroll. Don't have any rerolls.
And he didn't get it.
Okay.
He
I
has.
don't
He's got
use a
one.
reroll there. For sure. Although saying that, you're going to need the reroll potentially for
Maybe
go for it and all this other shenanigans, right? So
Yeah. So he's got 3+ dodges to make now if he wants to get through. Not
Do I think
good.
that-
Do you think he's going to go for it still?
well, that's not true. He has the option to. Yeah, let's see what's up with this line first, right? I'd potentially be tempted to move some of these gutters from the back line forward. Now he's just going to go for it. First thing you've got to do is see if you can get the ball to him, right? Because if this fails, then you don't necessarily need to worry about it. But I would be wanting, in case it does fail, to have had these gutter runners moved slightly forward.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got three pluses and a 2+ if he is going to try.
Yeah, let's get these into position, and then just roll the dice. That's what. Doesn't have to do it this turn.
He doesn't have to do it this turn,
Quite right.
but I think he's going to be. Yeah, I think it'll be harder next turn.
But it's 3+3+2+. That is not a great line of attack.
Yeah. 3-3-3-2 it is. Good dog.
And that's just to get through as well, right? Like,
And then
uh,
yeah, and then 3 go for it with sure feet.
this is looking like a storm to me.
Yeah. Right, well, these can you defend?
I'd be tempted to bring this bludgeon one a bit closer. That's just me. I'd be tempted to like split things up a little bit, but this is going to be tricksy, I think. The War Dancer can leap. Like the War Dancer's one leap away from.
You can. I would more concentrate on just defending, just getting all of your columns, a really tight column as well. Just one gap in between all of your 2 men. My blitzing target would probably be Shriek, the killer, and push him back one. And the only person that can score is the 1 turner, I believe, without pushing.
Yeah, so I was kind of a little bit surprised that Fit Him the Quick wasn't just like, because you could have moved here, which would have made that scoring threat as well, or ideally even further away, somewhere like here, forcing some protections to be kept up here. But we'll have to see. Apologies, that's going down to the bottom thing. It's my mouse. It just assumes, I'm sure you've all seen it with the Blood Bowl client as well. If you leave it, it just scrolls all the way off. If your mouse has been elsewhere, clicking on other lovely bits of your interface to say hello to chat. Yes, as Caldegun brings up, yeah, that might well be a level up, I think, for the War Dancer that scored before. Yeah, there you go. You called that blitz. Doing it first as well, presumably, so you can move round to get the assist.
Tight columns, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, love tight columns here.
Like,
he's making it hard. He's making this.
Yeah.
Definitely hard. He obviously needs to hit Daisy Pusher with the War Dancer.
Yeah. Just those tight columns, and I think he's going to have some problems. Yeah, Daisy Pusher.
Yeah, I'd get another column,
Yeah.
2 squares to the right of the.
Oh, you're not that far behind me at all. That's good.
And I think it did.
Yeah, I think that makes it.
Oh, sorry, I'm watching on.
Oh, your PC got back
Blood Bowl
again. Yeah,
client,
cool.
not the Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, 4 times it crashed. right when the game started. But yeah, I've got a new PC on the way, so I'm happy. I'll be more reliable. Where's he going?
Is that to... Oh dear.
Oh. All right. Has he left enough?
I think that's not the most protected as you could have been, but I think it's probably going to be enough. Yeah, not making the block with the War Dancer because you've got a rookie. Daisy Pusher's a rookie lineman. Making a 1 dice against the blodge step, it's not great. Yes, I was about to say, put him there. Cut off with your body, my friend. Potential routes for that gunman to get through. Yeah, low risk piling on as well.
You've done nothing. Hey, we've got a 3+2+. That's all it is. 3+2+ dodge.
Is it? Where's the 3+2+?
Easy. And it. So you've got the another piling on guy.
Yeah.
So you're gonna run in front of him.
Yep.
And then diagonally to the right.
Oh, basically everything.
And
Yep.
then
Okay. Cool.
diagonally to the right.
Yeah. There you
There you
go.
go.
Dodge takes it through. Bam. 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 There you go. Yeah, I was seeing the other side where there was an extra 4+ in there, but that will do the job. Squeaky bum time for Owl there. I think that the turn 8 score there is very, very good for Sport, especially
Daniel's
since they're starting.
defended that. Yeah, Daniel should have defended that better, really. Yeah, he should have seen that. All right, still everybody available. Nobody off the pitch at all. Second half, amazing. Maybe they've had a little bit of a deal not to hurt each other, so whoever wins has a
accusations, baseless accusations of collusion there. No, I'm sure both coaches here are in it to win it. I think what this is going to show is in matches like these, agility matches versus agility matches, that like that meta match consideration, like to do with the amount of turns you've got left when you use your wizard, when you're making your plays, is just really coming to the fore. Like it's when you've got two teams that can almost score at will. It is about exactly when you score is more important than actually sometimes the score itself. You see what I mean? Well, I'm not saying anything you guys don't already know, but this is just a good example of that, I would say.
Right, this is aggressive stuff. You better hope they don't get a blitz. One turner's on the pitch.
Interesting. I'll tell you what, that's just reminds me of. There's not been much fouling. In fact, I don't think there's been any fouling.
So that's the ref saying, come on guys, you're not hurting each other. This isn't Fairy Bowl, this is Blood Bowl. Have a bribe. On me.
Well, you say that, but I see the new Age of Sigmar models. I wouldn't mess about with the fairies. Excellent choice. I myself, I'm enjoying a lovely bottle from local Nottingham brewery, Magpie Brews, who are delivering to houses in this time of crisis. So a shout out to them. We're not sponsored, but like I'm totally open to it. Like pass it on. Anyway, we will see. Oh no! A death! Balanol! One using the apothecary. Oof. Oof. It's a normal skill lineman. I would have taken the L on that one. You have got some potentially more important players that you could lose. That is unfortunate. That was a block. That was Balanel, the dodge lineman, being killed on the line, and the apothecary being used to kind of, well, it's back in the reserves at least, but I think it's gonna potentially be an issue.
Where it hasn't been that violent a game, but yeah, I see what you're saying. It's bribes on the go and using your
Dead.
What was it?
Like it sucks to lose like anyone, but I think we're going to see there. Caldegum, Callum pointing out we're going to see a dead dancer. Yeah, dancers. That was. Yes.
He's foreseen it. Well, Balanel, 22 matches, 1 MVP, 1 pass, only 4 yards, 1 touchdown, 38 blocks with no casualties, and 72 yards of running. He's not exactly a star. He's only actually got 1 SPP from a pass, and that other one was...
that does seem like a bit of a fight or flight response to that death. You know, it's like, oh shit! Deaths are bad. A little bit of time to think about that. Although, you know, we could be wrong. We have seen that wasn't from a targeted attack. That was just from a meat and potatoes line of scrimmage block. So maybe you're hoping that it stays, well, unviolent. But with those 2 bribes, as you say, following up there, but with sidestep, you're not at risk of the surf. I do quite like the fallback. This is something that's a big problem in my own game. The fallback to protect the gutter runner here. You know that you're scoring whenever you want, and if you can go 2 touchdowns up, you're doing very well as Skaven. So if you can just delay your almost inevitable next score, you're just in a position where the bastards are really on the back foot. Going for column defense, strength 3 infinite strength 2. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, when I played Daniel in the league, I thought his defence was really solid. He wasn't overcommitting. He was just basically keeping me at arm's length the whole time and steaming in and getting the ball whenever he had the chance.
Unfortunately, his incursion over on the left-hand side of the pitch here has left, because this goal is so far back, it can get, using diagonals to the right-hand side of the pitch really well. Like, it's no difference being on the left-hand side as the right-hand side because you've got so much of that vertical kind of leeway. So my gut here is that you...
Sidestep. Sorry. Get out of there. I think he keeps missing the sidestep.
Yeah, we'll talk through this current play before I talk about prospective next ones first. You have got another block here, though. Oh, you're going to use the blitz. Unfortunately, not good enough. He's thinking about it. He is thinking about pow fishing, and he catches that pow. And a piling on.
Stun and Apo used. What's happened? Everything's gone downhill. Oh no, he's missed the final.
Yeah. It's exactly what we were discussing before.
Final.
Yeah, well, it's a niggle, not a death.
Callum
to
called
be
it.
fair, but yeah, this is. I'm not 100% convinced by that fishing play, but like a ratty angler with his fingers wiggling in a creek, he has caught that catfish and put it out to dry. As indeed, we are not seeing that war dancer for the rest of the game. It was an optimistic blitz, I will say, in my feeling, but it came off, and that's really going to change the complexion of the match.
Some of your sayings, man, crack me up.
That's how you catch catfish, man. You wiggle your fingers.
I never knew that. I've seen it on a programme where they go underwater and they put their hands in a log and the catfish are inside a log and they pull them out with the catfish actually
exactly. You've put yourself at risk there to make the piling on, so the metaphor stands, sort of. But that's a good stun there. You've got to have been hoping for something slightly more. Not least the fact you've lost that specific war dancer, but being on the back foot in terms of just general people on the pitch. Yeah, as Callum has said there, it's a little bit passive. And what I was going to say is my blitz would have been down this side, because you can completely cut these elves off and start screening around, just because you've got that much horizontal leeway or that vertical leeway.
One turner pound.
Out for a turn.
Right. Is the killer getting
yes,
fouled?
But not by that war dancer.
No, but you can get a.
You can get.
What does a
actually, I think you can get a standard foul. I think anywhere else you can make the foul from, unless you get through to the other side, is gonna be negatived by opposing tackle zones. I think.
Yeah, and he can dodge through and get the other side with him.
Yeah.
Being a bit defensive again.
Mm.
I think I
I
would
think
have
you
stamped
can,
on that
at
kill.
best, you would have had to roll some dice, get through to the other side, and you've got a 1 assist at best. But yeah, as been pointed out, this is quite passive play. Maybe.
Yeah, he's got to force the Vats into doing
Yeah.
something. Unless he's going to remove
You've
them
still
all.
got plenty of time though, because if you're Dan, are you thinking about the draw here and going into overtime?
I think Ben does that.
I think that thinking about a win is difficult for the elves.
Ben has won. Ben has just won the local side league on
Here's your stamp. And
on getting a
yeah. Oh, and I was wrong. You can get 2
penalty
assists if you
kickoff.
do a double dodge like that.
yeah.
Not enough. That was a
I think it happened.
oof. 4 and a 2, just one away. Just one away from breaking armour there.
But it's good. He's putting pressure on the ball carrier as well, because that ball carrier is going to struggle to get away.
Yeah, and we've got some
elves on
held
the
back
next
to
turn.
try and deal with it.
The
The gutter runners are over on this side, actually. You've not
Yeah.
got a huge amount of additional range from passing. But I'm guessing...
what's he
Cage
going
on
to
the
do?
right. Like, you can block in the elves. This was kind of, sort of what I was talking... I'm going to pretend this was what I was talking about before. But you have got some ability to kind of cut the elves off here because they've made such a strong left-hand commitment here. It's not... Well, actually, you can get a cage around this gutter. You can get a cage around there. You've...
Yeah, but that war
Yes,
dancer
that's
can
true.
leap in and
But
get 2
that
dice.
assumes
on
you're not
that
using a
gutter.
blitz to deal with that. Because you can get a full cage.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, even with a full cage, that dancer can leap in.
Sure,
and
is
get
that the
2
jump
dice
up
on that
one?
gutter.
It is the jump up one. Yeah, it is. So yeah, you can, even if you knock him down. Okay. I stand corrected, sir. Just a push. No.
It's not gonna
Yeah,
help.
there's going to be a temptation here just to put tackle zone, just to force that extra roll. You never know if you're going to get a 1 in 36. This is a dangerous position for this gutter runner as well. Dangerous, not because he's got sidestep, but the temptation's got to be just to get him out. And just kind of in the way. Yeah, just...
Yeah,
It's
like
not
that.
really progressing your strategy, but it is, in the meta sense, doing some damage. You've penetrated armour with Mighty Blow.
Oh, hold on again, and there's a free bribe. That's risky play. That really is risky play.
But how many of the... True. How many of these potential fouling assists, though, are going to be forced to come over here to the right-hand side? You kind of have made the elves make a choice between attacking the ball and assisting this killer. As you said, the more opportunities you give, the more choices you make your opponent have, the more probability there is they'll make an incorrect choice. But that said, you still have your kill on the ground. You know, you can't really get away from that.
Yeah, I see a leap coming in here.
Yeah, just
So it's
pushing
on
them
the right
straight back.
angle.
Oh, you've got that elf at the back,
Where's it
right?
going?
So if you're pushing it back, you've potentially got ball recovery options if you do it that way.
I just couldn't work out where the war dancer went. Why did he run 2 squares forward
actually
to the side where he didn't need to?
Well, we've all had experience of auto-pathing in this game, so I can only assume it's to do that. Do you think is he going to make a go for it now? Is that why he's thinking about it? I think that might have been an auto-pathing issue. We'll have to... I'll make a quick note to bring that up at the end of the game.
So, are the 2 dice going to work? Oh, he didn't even hit him. Oh, I think Dan's had a little bit of a wobble.
Yeah, good spot on that, by the way. Smells like a misclick to me. Smells like an auto
Yeah, the
path
pressure
to me. I still would have taken the go for it, honestly, but that's just me. That said,
Yeah. You ain't going to get many chances of hitting him.
You can get out. Can you get out? You can get out fairly easily.
He's going to foul. He's set it up so he can foul the killer.
It is. He's been forced to make those decisions. It is kind of half committing to one and half committing to the other. So I guess we will have to see how that pans out.
No.
Oh, yeah. As I pointed out, he couldn't both go for it, were spent on the leap there. So that was an absolutely critical error. I was glancing away at my other screen there. Yeah. Apologies, I did not miss the exact amount of go for it.
Yeah. Must have been a misclick.
Push that back. Now, here's a question for you. Do you block the War Dancer at this point? Or do you just take? It has.
Your answer's been answered. Your question's been answered. Yeah, where it was a misclick, I don't think I'd have even bothered jumping into the cage. I'll probably just stay back.
Well, you are forcing your opponent to spend actions. Like the blitz has been spent to deal with it. I don't think there were that many other blitz options, but it did force some play to deal with. Yes, everyone in the chat. Yeah, you're right. I am wrong. I wasn't looking at the screen when that happened, so I missed it with both G5s. I've got two monitors set up. I was looking at the OBS on the other one, and yes, not quite a golden potato, but
Daniel's got a lot to do now.
A bronze potato from Fit in the Quick here. This War Dancer, I'm eyeballing it. Yeah, just some knockdowns there. I'm eyeballing that they can get there. They can meet and go for it. But
yeah, if he don't knock the War Dancer down,
it's made it easier for him. I think he can get there. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, hit him on 7th hit, and then he's got elves that can run, pick it up. He can score next turn. The elves.
Maybe. Remember, if you blitz, you can't pass, which I think is a problem.
Yeah, but he can run somebody back to pick up and then pass. It's on. He needs a power.
It's pow fishing. His fingers are in there, wiggling for that catfish. Yeah, and just taking the dodge. I mean, I probably would have stood that guy up, but actually, no. Maybe that was a bad. No, pow. Oh no! Oh no! Stall. Yeah, that's stall.
Okay, Alistair to stall it out for a couple of turns now.
That's. That game, you hate to say it, but I think that's GG. On a misclick almost as well. Yeah, they are likely having a little bit of a chat. I can only imagine they're both, as is generally the case in Bloodstains, everyone's a good sport, so I can imagine there's commiserations happening in chat right now, which is probably why we're not seeing any immediate action. Al's something along the lines of, yeah, I feel bad about stalling here, but not bad enough not to do it, and then immediately storing. That's certainly what I would do. Yeah, that's Skaven through. It's gotta be. That's both War Dancers out.
Right. Concentrate on SPP. So the guy with the ball needs 6.
There's an argument that it's fine to score with flitting because that brings him into range of a level up for an MVP. Because he's on 6 at the moment.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah. It's gone bad to us now, isn't it? Ever since the death was happened.
Yeah, and like points about Dan just got nuffled so bloody hard. I think he got cyanided hard as well. I'm fairly certain that was a blitzing loot error. I've had one of those happen to me recently, and it's not fun.
Yeah, you know what it's like playing
I've been in
semi-finals,
a
mate.
few
You've been in it
semi-finals.
yourself,
I
haven't
mean,
you? And
but I'm glad to see Alistair going
Yeah.
through. I mean, just before we started recording, is this Alistair's piling on? And a KO. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, this is just ideally what would have. This game would have been wanting to happen earlier on in the game, but I think Dan has just been locked out, unfortunately. I think this is Alistair's 4th or 5th semi-final. Is it that he's been in 4? It's either this is his 4th or he's been in 4 and this is his 5th.
Yeah, I remember him saying 4 at the beginning. I don't know if it is his 4th or 5th, but I think this is his 4th. And he's been in 2 finals. He's yet to win a final, but this is a team that has looked good all season.
You know, it's a bit more, heart than head, I guess. But I would. Well, it's a bit of head as well. But big foul, big foul.
Oh, he's even fouling. Checking out.
Just a stun. I'd love to see Alistair win a season. You know, he's been commissioner for a long, long time. You know, he's paid his dues. I'd love to see it, but certainly I think taking out the only potential real Saka there, who's even within the postcode of being able to get. Well, actually, that's not true. We've got this guy down here, coming in from downtown, still a little bit far away, but. Indeed. It just goes to... Oh, you just go to chat. No, yeah, I've got chat. Funnily enough, if you've got the OBS running, it brings up a Twitch little chat window for you. It's great. Yeah, it's like a little pop-up right next to the thing. But, like, yeah, so Ginger Sprit saying, given the progress he's made, he'd love to see them back. Given it'll be his first time in the main league, certainly don't want to play them. Yep. Welcome to Bloodstains, by the way, Ginger Sprit. I was keeping it on the DL, but I did not necessarily recognise the username, but welcome. It is great to see more people coming through. I do like this. This is some pressure being put forward. It's pressure that can be stopped by Skaven screening and such, which I think is what we're going to see now. I don't think... Wow! Straight off blitz. I would have preferred some positioning first there.
What do you think? To blitz and score?
Is it blitz and score? I guess blitz and score. You're 2 ahead. It's no risk, really. Although my gut would be blitz and screen, blitz and TZ. Yeah, just get there. With your immediately available people, you've got without even any go for it's, you can get TZs on basically everyone.
I've played Callum too many times to know that no matter what's happening on the pitch, Wood Elves can score from just whatever situation seems to arise. So if I was Alistair here, I would just score.
Yeah.
That's 3-1 with 3 turns left. You've won the game.
Big foul there, but a sending off. Let's see how the bride goes.
This to be a
Oh,
one.
he loves it.
So, like, if that bribe failed, you know, it could have come back to 2-all.
With some nice dice. Sure. And yes, welcome Ben.
Yeah.
I would be... Of course you can go all the way to the other side without just doing anything. That's funny. You don't like it? I would spend one more turn screening just to take the right out. I would be...
Right. Like, being the evil kid I am, if I couldn't stop him from scoring, I would try killing the one-turner.
Not sure I would have made that go for it, but I do
him
like
on
that
his own
assist. Oh, sure. Yeah.
He's got sure feet, don't forget.
I mean, there's a degree of you've got to kind of pull Ram now. I do like this. I think this is a... One thing I will say, I think this was I'm going to base them and deciding halfway through, no, I'm going to screen. I think making that decision whether you're going to base or screen earlier on and committed it. But,
Yeah, from my perspective, I would say Alistair's a bit mad because he's got a final to play now. And
I thought you were going to say you think Alistair's a bit mad because you've met him, but like... jokes, it's jokes and japes, But yeah, I'm sorry, go on.
You get where I'm coming from, you know, just like you've got a final to come up. Why are you basing all your players? Just score and just put your rubbish on the line.
Well, who's he blocking with? Like, rookies? No,
rookies can kill you still.
He's basing with rookies on his end. Like, it's a line. It's a lineman. It's a lineman with block. I mean, there's some SPP and there's like a storm Vermin. I've
just noticed how little. There's only 3 Wood Elves.
There's
on the
4 because we've forgotten about the one that's up at the top in scoring position. But yeah, that's something that we should have more specifically. Got that.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough. Where did that? Yeah, pushing him down. Where did that Wood Elf came from? Sorry, I was once again looking over to chat and I missed.
It was just in the middle of the pitch, just blocked off. I think it was only a 2+ to get away. I'll check on the dice log. It was a 2+ dodge. Oh wait a sec, no, there's a 3 2+s.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Good checking there because we've been covered up with the wake-up rolls there. Yeah, this is going to be, unless we have chain riots here. Also a reminder, especially people who are newer to the game, Alistair was forced to score on his opponent's turn, so he has lost a turn. He has lost his turn 15 from being forced to score on his opponent's turn. So this is quite tight now. Captain Biggles, 2 to score.
Yeah. Maybe just having a look for your team. We did have a couple of people that were close to leveling up. Might be worth.
It's always worth vanity passing, my friend.
For the next 2 turns. Yeah. Maybe trying to get a touchdown just to.
Yeah, I mean,
make the scoreline a little.
I mean, I think that there's been good play from both coaches here. That misclick, I think, was really the turning event. And when you said using the Apo was the turning point, I think that's right, but not because of that. Just chronologically, stuff started to go a bit off after then. I don't think. Well, that's not true. I do think it was wrong to use the Apocryphy then, but I don't think that in and of itself was what kind of toppled the first domino.
You could see the pressure building up ever since the Wizard was used and the Skaven scored on the Wood Elves drive. You could just see that like the pressure was on after that. For me, the turning point was Alistair's second touchdown, which could have been made a bit more harder by the Wood Elves. But to me, that's 2-1 into half time. Having a ball on your drive next half is just
especially when you're a team that
just
has that raw scoring ability of the Skaven. I think once again we're going to be seeing a little bit of discussion. I can only imagine that we're seeing some discussion between the coaches here.
So looking forward to the other semi-final.
We haven't spoken about. We're not going to be the ones streaming that, I believe. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes as well.
No. We got Adam with Undead, who finished top of the table against Callum's Brett's that sneaked into 4th place. But the good thing about it all is Callum's Brett's are the only team to beat the Undead all season.
Absolutely.
So it should be a really good semi-final. I think Adam's the favourite, but
Mm.
you know, because of what happened during the league, it makes it much tighter. And that's being played Monday night at 7:30, I believe.
Oh, double skull straight away. You immediately using that newly gained reroll. It's an interesting blitz position. Is this trying to do a one turn, or is this just like, who cares? Would you say, Rob?
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to free up a couple of players
Sure.
on the line of scrimmage to push down the pitch.
Yeah, looks like you're right. Good call.
Where's his catch? I've called quite a few of his plays. I'm quite happy with myself.
That said, at the start of the game, I did predict 3-2 to the Rats. So let's see. Bam, catches it. I did, yes.
Did you? Nice.
So we just kind of fold back round into here. It's not as protected as you'd like. You're kind of setting yourself up for having to dodge away from the line of scrimmage at this point, I think.
I don't think it's possible to get the draw still, is it? Because he's going to score on turn 16, and even if he gets a blitz kickoff event, he won't be able to score unless the ball actually goes into the end zone. So it's very unlikely that he can make it free.
I think it's
even if he does score next time.
just about possible if a riot happens. Oh no, it won't be, because it'll be the last turn. Yeah.
No, I think the only way it can happen is you get a blitz kickoff.
He won't even get a
is
kickoff
actually
event
gonna land
because he's going
in
to score on his last
Alistair's
turn.
end zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. So there you go. So yeah, well played. Congratulations,
Indeed.
Alistair. He's played a solid
These
game.
are very nice
actually.
plays.
Yeah. Me being a bit of a Rats fan, I like Alistair's team, and he's got a very good chance of winning the final, no matter who he plays against. This team is really hard to beat. Unless you just end up taking all the players off, they're a very strong side, and he's seen, Alistair's not been in many semi-finals recently, and some of the teams he's taken, like he played the Lizards for quite a long time, and I don't think they suited his play style at all, and he was really unlucky with players dying, etc.
Yeah.
But this is the best I've ever seen him play. He's played these Rats really nicely, and it's opened my eyes to actually how good a coach he is. So I think he's suited to play.
Here's the question as well. Like, at this point, you know you're going into the final. Do you just let them score? Do you not even get in the way just to save yourself that one blitz in retaliation?
Yeah, totally look after all your 5 brilliant players, and just if you feel like
I probably wouldn't be doing this, but fair play. You're just giving it everything right until the last minute.
Yeah. As you say, like, you've got to look after your players for the final. I can see what he's trying here, but it risky.
Okay. That's interesting. Didn't have block.
Took the push. Yeah, took the push.
Interesting. I'll bring that up again. As you can see, I move my hand away from my mouse. It moves slightly, and then goes to the bottom of the pitch. So, yeah. Well, he's playing the game like he's playing the game.
Care.
I mean, I don't think it's the most optimal in terms of meta playoff strategy, but it is. God damn it, if it's not Blood Bowl. You know what I mean?
that the kidder can get surfed next turn. Can get surfed. I don't
I
know
mean,
he
if
will.
I was the elves, I'd be
Yeah.
going for the punishment there. Oh, it's just, yeah, why not? We've got no turns left. We're going to put the gutter runner here. Got 2 gutter runners for potential scoring threats. Do you think Alistair's missed Vince's last turn? That is also a possibility. But
Imagine losing
we'll
one of
see.
your best players now.
You know, say what you like, but this is a Blood Bowl player's style of Blood Bowl. Oh, we can just let you through to score and we'll still get through. No, we're gonna mess you up.
Helmar can actually push Skittering George into the ball carrier, and then can sort of push him through and get through that way. Actually, that's quite a nice little play. Oh, he needs to not sidestep though. I don't know if he can turn sidestep.
He probably can. Although that said, even if you can't, pushing back one further back is probably what you want.
We'll soon
Apparently
find
you can
out.
choose to turn it
He's
off.
doing it.
Love it.
Yeah, cool.
A big 2-footed drop kick takes down Skitter and George. They're thinking about the apothecary, it seems. Don't use it. Don't use it.
No. There's some blocks to come. So would this be a level up for him?
No, quite a while to go to his next level up, which is probably going to be blocked, I would imagine. Yeah, you go. 3-2, baby.
Go.
Well predicted.
Well predicted.
Not just myself. There were some others who were going similarly in chat. So salute to you. I'm very used to the replays coming in and kicking us out at this point, but no, we get to see all of the very lovely dancing at the end, and we now get to see the MVPs. We have had Lightning McSqueak getting 5 SPP. I think he only just leveled up, and yeah, Trellhane, same. We will hopefully the others can nip in whenever they like. I will just let them know. And yeah, so whilst I'm letting them know, talk a bit through your impressions of the match overall, Rob.
Yeah, good. I'm just actually quickly looking through the dice rolls. Knife-eared bastards only failed 4 dodges out of 27. It's lovely. Their armor didn't hold up particularly well. Only 35% armor there. Going for it's all passed. Anything else? Catches were good. Pickups were good.
Sure.
Generally nice dice, I would say. Except from the armor dice. Going through to the blocks. Only 11 pounds when most players are, well, not most of them, but the ones you're hitting a blodge. 15 skulls. Okay.
Sure.
Average dice, I guess. And for the Vermin. The Vermin have got reasonably good dice. Who's
Hello.
joined us?
Me.
Congratulations. Well done.
Yeah, that was interesting. You called it, not much in the way of casualties.
Yeah, you had a little gentleman's agreement before the game about not hurting each other, I take it.
No, that would be illegal. You don't. That would be. I killed one, but he pocketed it. Disgraceful behaviour.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, first off,
Dan.
great play from both of you.
Congratulations,
But yeah, let's dig into it. I've got some notes here to go through.
That appo was purely because I can't stand rookie linemen on Wood Elf teams.
All right.
Well, now how do you like
Brave,
niggled war
considering
dancers?
there was
'Cause apparently that was the choice.
Yeah, particularly with Get the Ref, everyone having a bribe. I thought that was really brave.
Yeah, I think that was, well, yeah, go on, sorry.
Yeah, but... Oh, I haven't got anything else.
Both well played, by the way. Yeah,
There
it was
was-
an entertaining game, without a doubt.
There was 3 misclits. I can't remember my first one. My second one was the 1 dice in the second half. That was I was looking at to see what the dice would be, and it was 1 dice. And who clicked it again? Because why not? You don't know. And then Dad, I think, did a misclick with the war dancer that.
I meant to leap him in, and I just ran straight past.
Yeah.
Oh, we felt so sorry for you there, man, because that was good. Yeah, it was well spotted, and for that to happen, it was a bit of a crucial time during the game as well. It's cost you.
Yeah, there was right towards the end there
really
as
sorry
well
for you
on one of those last one of the last blocks of the game. Actually, you went for you got a both down against the catcher, Al, but the catcher didn't have block, but you did a reroll. What was the thinking there?
Yeah.
Oh, of course,
the guy doing the block didn't have block, and I forgot the catcher had sidestep. Even though I've got the icons right in front of me, I still didn't register, and I should have taken the both down and taken the turnover. Yeah.
I think you missed sidestep a couple of times out of stuff. I think he caught you out a couple of times.
Oh no, the other times was just me praying that I would actually get the bloody.
We've all been there, my friend.
You don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
going down.
One of them was, do I hit the sidestepping war dancer or do I hit the sidestepping catcher? And I went, well, I'll hit the catcher because he's not as dangerous.
That was pretty good setup to try to stop the one turn, putting the sidesteppers just by themselves, and it almost worked. It stopped you, well, it delayed your turn at least.
Oh yeah, totally. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
And that was a risky delay.
Big question, Dan. Are they coming back next season?
I'm not sure at the moment, because I feel next season there's probably going to be more than one team with tackle.
Right, okay.
I'm not sure right now. They might do.
You're playing really well. Yeah, you're
I mean, in the neophytes, I've got an ogre team which I'm never touching again, and I mean, we've just started one where I've got a lizard team, so we'll see how that goes. But I might play them again. They're really fun too. It's just I do miss punching.
I suppose we're also going to open any questions up to chat. If you've got anything you want to put to our 2 coaches before we head off, I'm just going to, because of the delay, I'll raise that now. Sorry, go for your next question, Rob.
Yeah, I before we move on, I'd love to see you bring them back next season. I think you can actually go one step further. This team's only going to improve. Maybe get rid of that war dancer that's got a niggle and try to get another war dancer on the go. It's going to be quite a long season next season. There's probably like 14, 15 coaches. So that's going to give you plenty of time to rebuild the team and get up there. Don't worry too much about dwarves. They're slow. You run round dwarves. Don't worry about them.
And I've successfully filled next league with all my new friends.
Oh, well done. So you want to beat them up rather than run round them? Is that the plan?
Yeah, no, it looks like we've kind of covered many questions that might have come from chat. I'll give them a little bit more time in case they've got any questions. But once again, good match to watch. It seemed like in the first half, Dan, you were playing a little bit more hesitantly.
I was trying to bait up that wizard. And to be fair, when he did use it, in my head I was like, that's a fair exchange. Like, he did then make a few... Yeah.
After this season, I'm no longer allowed to say the fireball never does anything for me.
I was kind of hoping on Alistair forgetting the
that
wizard
old tactic. Sometimes it works.
That's actually never happened. When I didn't use it in that one game was when I was reluctant to use fireballs still. And I was waiting for a good lightning bolt opportunity that never arose, which is why I've started using fireballs more when they...
we do have a question from the chat from Caldergum. Al, who would you rather face in the final?
Oh God,
I
neither
was just
of
about
you.
to ask that.
If someone could roll for halfling team, I guess in some ways I have to say Adam because his team's not quite so leveled up. And with all the fend on the Bretonians, that's going to negate the claw plum advantage that I have. So yeah, but it's a
And
very
for
thin
Dan,
margin. But
what are your
probably
plans for
Adam.
that niggled dancer? Are you going to
He's going to be sacked and
Fair
replaced
enough.
with one who's
Fair
going to get
enough.
strip ball early on.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Are you going to get a fourth catcher, Dan?
I'm not sure right now. I'm not sure because I think 3 and half my lineup is 2 strength, which I worry about. But
Yeah, no, I think 3 is plenty myself.
yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't get a fourth one.
I mean, I played the first half of the season, actually first 2/3 with just 1 catch.
Yeah, I noticed that 2 of your catchers have only played 1 game, so you've only just been getting them, I take it.
I've only been getting them in the last couple of games as I've been losing linemen.
But no, very
Indeed.
entertaining
Any
game.
final comments before
Thank
we
you
sign
very
off?
much, Roz.
Well, well done.
I think I just
And
need to go
we
have
will
a lie
see you in
down.
the finals, Alan. Commiserations, Dan. You played well, but it just wasn't to be.
Cheers.
All right.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
And any final comments from you, Rob? And we will see you.
Just the usual
pitch.
battle, folks.